Leave Me Alone.
I'm going to take Leave Me Alone.
I'll go with the Leave Me Alone.
Welcome to the Guild Trivia Implosion. Hi, Lauren. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I enjoy ice cream and short walks with my pug and braiding my hair.
Jeanette, say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I got kids. You can see in the pictures in the background, and we've got a cat who's lounging in the chair.
Tim, you are in your second set of shows. You are an implosion pioneer.
I dig that. I like that.
You have chosen to be on the show called Leave Me Alone. It's not so much a category as an instruction. You are going to get 5 questions about the Lone Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Great! I'm so great at this.
Are you a Lone Ranger expert?
I'm so great at the Lone Ranger.
I don't know if I'd say expert, but I've definitely watched a couple of the classic Lone Ranger movies, and I've listened to a few episodes of the radio show.
You are probably ahead of where most people are then.
That's thanks to my parents. They shared with me their taste of older things. So
my dad is kind of a history buff and more so like an old TV buff, but that doesn't necessarily translate to me. So we'll see if I gleaned anything from that.
Knowledge soaks through generationally, right? Let's kick things off. Question 1 is worth 1 point. The Lone Ranger was not exactly alone. Starting in the 11th episode of the radio show, this sidekick appeared to help give the Ranger someone to talk to.
Short Boy.
Oh, Short Boy. No, he was killed off, I'm afraid.
So it'd be Tonto, his trusty Native American companion.
I'm going to go with Tonto because that seems like the easiest answer and hope that that's right.
That is correct. Tonto. That gives you 1 point.
My husband is texting me from the other room saying, Tonto, Tonto, Tonto.
You ever thought about being a sidekick?
I have. Actually, it sounds like a pretty decent gig. They're not necessarily ever in a lot of harm's way. Usually they can step back, and I feel like the benefits would be pretty decent. So
here is question 2 worth 2 points. Tonto came from this tribe with a distinctive hairstyle from the Six Nations Reserve in Ontario.
A distinctive hairstyle.
The Mohawk tribe.
I'll choose Mohican.
Hairstyle, I think, is the key. That leads me to say Mohawk.
The correct answer is Mohawk.
I was assuming that was a derivative of Mohican. Damn it.
Deductive reasoning.
My cat is staring at me from the other room like I'm a dumbass.
Okay, here's question 3. It's worth 3 points.
All right.
If someone doubted his identity, the Lone Ranger would often pull out what trademark bit of metal?
I feel like I should know this one, but I don't know if it's going to come to me.
He would pull out a saw.
Here's my saw, bitches.
My saw, bitches. Got you.
I want to say his pistol.
It would be his silver bullet.
That is correct. He would pull out his silver bullet. Yes,
all
3
right.
points.
I should have known that.
That's how you know he was fancy.
Yeah, I mean, cool. That's cool, but a saw's better.
No, there's no doubt. A saw is better. It's very difficult to ride a horse with a full saw down your leg, but
He can do it. He's a Lone Ranger.
those probably got expensive.
I would imagine so. Unless he's remelting the shells.
He hunted werewolves.
I mean, why else would you have silver bullets, right?
I don't believe so, but now I kind of legit want to make that a thing. Lone Ranger Werewolf Hunter.
That makes some really interesting fanfic, I think.
We should do an episode as a parody of the Lone Ranger radio series where it's Lone Ranger Werewolf Hunter.
The Lone Ranger and Tonto shared a tender kiss, but were interrupted in the moment by the howl of something supernatural.
I lay claim to being the werewolf.
Question 4. The Lone Ranger's former job was as this kind of lawman many, many years before Walker took up the mantle.
He was a ranger.
An attorney or a lawyer.
He's the Lone Ranger.
Texas Ranger.
Can't be that easy. And he was a Texas Ranger.
He was a Texas Ranger, yes. Okay, here's your last question. This is a 5-pointer. The Lone Ranger hardly ever referred to himself by that name. Instead, it usually happened at the end of an episode when he rode away and the people would utter which famous catchphrase/question.
I had Hi-Ho Silver in my head, but that's not a question.
Who is the Lone Ranger?
I don't think I know this one.
Who was that masked man?
That's it. Yes.
Yeah!
Who was that masked man?
Darn it.
Tim, you did pretty well there.
Oh man, I almost had a perfect run. I was so close on the Mohawk.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard. You have got 13 points, which means
Holy
that
cow.
today you are the winner.
Yeah! I feel like I should have been wearing my mask so I could anonymously accept my my reward.
Jeanette, let's take a look at the scoreboard. 7 points, which means today you are a super solid second place.
All right.
All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard. 2 points. That means, unfortunately, you are in third place for today.
I'd like to thank my adoring fans. The one.
Lauren, thanks so much for joining us. And next time, we'll find a category that is right in your wheelhouse.
I hope so.
Thanks again. And thank you, everyone, for watching an episode of the Guild Trivia Implosion. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
I assumed as you were talking to me. I didn't know you were talking to your plants. I'm sorry.
I was talking to the literally hundreds of thousands of people that have watched the Guild Trivia Implosion.
It's true. They are out there. They may not show on the views. I'm having traumatic flashbacks to a never-ending story when Artax died.